Hey everybody, I'm here with a little sample piece of the honeycomb stitch that we're doing for May's block of the month. And I'm going to show it to you on solid yarn. You're using a multicolor yarn, but I just wanted to kind of review how simple this stitch actually is. That essentially every so often you're going to slip a couple of stitches, and those slip stitches a few times in a row is going to create this scallop right here, and it tends to pull up in the middle here, so you can see where the line pulls up. So let me show you what I mean. Here I'm just going to go ahead and knit 6. And then when I get to the next 2, I'm going to slip the next 2 just as if to purl. 1, 2. Now when you do that, you're going to go and you're going to knit the next 6 stitches, but you're going to be reaching, if I turn it around, you're going to be reaching from this stitch back here all the way over there. And I don't want you to cinch it in tight. I want you to leave some space. So one of the ways I make sure that I leave space over here is I tend to pinch my needles right here, and then I drag the yarn across the top of my fingers, and it keeps me having a little strand of yarn and keeps me from pulling it tight. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to do it again. We're going to slip 2 as if to purl. 1, 2. Then I'm going to knit the next. I'm going to slide these out, put my fingers in the middle of it so that I just don't pull too tight. 1, 2. Now on the row back, you're going to be purling. One of the things you should see is these strands of yarn. Those are where you've been slipping stitches. And what you're going to notice is that by the time you're done with 1 repeat, let me see if I can get my needle up here. We don't have them yet here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. But you're eventually going to have 6 by the time I'm done with this repeat. So down here in a previous repeat, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when you have 6 of those strands in a row, you know that you've finished one of the repeats, and you'll see what I mean when you look at the pattern. But now on the row back, you are going to be purling. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to purl 2, and then you're going to slip the next 2 stitches, and you can see how they're not attached to your work there. Sorry, I ran off the middle. So I'm going to slip, and you're leaving your yarn right here in front. You're just slipping the next 2 stitches. Then you're going to purl, and again I put my fingers in between. I reach over to purl so I don't pull it too tight. Then I purl 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I should be looking at 2 that were slipped. 1, 2, sorry, I keep running down to the corner. And then I'm going to purl the next one, putting my fingers in between. Then 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you should see that there are 2 more to slip. 1, 2, and so on. And as you're looking at this now, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I have my 6 strands. When I get to the end of this, I'll be done. And then let's talk about how you're reading your pattern. So that's your front side with slipping, and your back side, your purl side with slipping. Now I want to show you on this pattern. Let me bring this up to you. I know I've emailed you. Everybody's gotten an email. But when you have when you have picked up 30 stitches from the corner of your seed stitch to the middle of your seed stitch, of the bottom piece, then you're going to knit, and once you've picked up 30 stitches, you're going to knit back. Then indeed, you are going to knit a row and knit another row. And then you're gonna start row 3. Now, as you go through, oops, sorry, I got a glare in the back. But as you go through, as you come back down, you're gonna repeat rows 1 through 16, but you don't need that pickup, you don't need this pickup any longer. So it's just rows 1 through 16 in case there's any questions. And mine went for about, I even wrote it here, you're gonna do this approximately 6 times. Now I was close to the 12-point measure, so what I did was I left the honeycomb on my needles and I blocked it to 7 inches wide, and then I wanted to see if it was still 12 inches tall. Mine was not, so I knit a few more rows, and then I called it quits and bound off. All right, well, know that this stitch, just so you know, this stitch does tend to pull in and get smaller, but it's important that you don't pull the strands tightly. You leave it that a little bit loose, and then you're going to block it. So it's all going to, even out like this when you're done. All right, please email me with any questions you have about this and let me know. All right, I hope you all have a great week. Thanks, bye.